Hey, everybody. Welcome to the No Pants Podcast, episode 003, with my friend and roommate, Kyle Adams. Kyle is a production manager at Gibson Guitar. He is also the house audio engineer at the Aztec Theater in San Antonio. We had a pretty good conversation here, lasted about an hour and a half, and really think you'll like it. So here you go. Enjoy. Order some pizza.
Pizza.
Order pizza.
Domino's.
Ice some and a cappuccino.
Cappuccino.
And a cappuccino on the No Pants Podcast. Kyle Adams, what's up, man?
What's up, Andrew?
How's it going?
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. We should let everybody know that we're formally introducing ourselves to each other on this podcast, but we're also roommates. So I've been talking to you all day.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen you.
But I'm going to give you an introduction for the listeners.
I appreciate it.
For all 20 of our listeners.
All 20. Wow.
I'm going to assume that we
we're
have
up to
20.
20 now.
I think I've got 20 listeners.
Well, hello, all 20.
Hi, 20 listeners. There's Hank. You know, there's Chad.
Chad.
There's definitely probably a Ron in there somewhere.
There's a lot of
Vicky. I'm gonna say
Vicky.
there's probably a Vicky.
A Vicky.
Vicky Olson from Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
I like Oklahoma City.
And there's gonna be Don. I almost just said Don Johnson. There's a shout out to Don Johnson in Miami.
Don Johnson.
Don Johnson, hello.
Orlando, Florida.
You just repeat the names like the Forrest Gump guy. Who's like, "What's your name, man?" He's like, Forrest Gump. He's like, Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump, huh?
Like, what? Hey, man, are you German? Why are you saying it like that? It was always really weird when he was like Forrest Gump. And I was like, why does that guy talk like that? In the Forrest Gump, he's just like, why is he speaking like that?
What part of Forrest Gump are you talking about?
The speech, when he gives a speech on the mall and the general comes over and like pulls the cables out of the...
Oh, yeah.
He's like, Forrest Gump. I'm like, whoa.
The guy's just dropping F-bombs
And then
left and
everybody's
right.
like, Gump, and like yells his last name. That was always really weird. That didn't make any sense to me.
No.
It's like, why did they just repeat his name like that?
I mean, what didn't make sense to me in the first place
Yeah.
was when the old woman's like, "Oh, Mary Street, that's 2 blocks north," and he's just like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I've been waiting for a bus all day."
And the entire movie could have been avoided.
But
Just
not.
walking 2 blocks. It really would have sucked if at the beginning of the movie that lady was there and he was like, my mama called him my magic shoes, and she's like, "You looking for that street down 2 blocks?" And it's like, oh, I guess so. And then the music just starts like,
You know, you could have made Forrest Gump a way sadder movie. Started out that way.
Yeah.
And no, if you started the beginning of
started
Forrest
with
Gump,
the AIDS. Yeah.
started with the AIDS, and he buried Jenny,
Jesus.
and he just had flashbacks throughout his life.
And then flashbacks to when she just left him a lot.
No,
like,
just
whoa,
the next
man.
flashback is Bubba dying. Something bit me.
God damn. It's brutally fucking honest movie.
We should do that. We should just edit a Forrest Gump
That's
backwards.
like just a horribly sad Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
It's already sad enough.
I mean, we can just change it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Man, that ending, I've cried every time I've watched the end of Forrest Gump.
Oh, every time.
Every single time.
You know.
There's literally never been a time. We sat in here a few months ago and watched
cried.
it, and there was another friend of ours with 3 grown men sitting on the couch, just
McCoy.
crying, watching Forrest Gump. Yeah, it was McCoy.
It was McCoy.
He's a combat veteran,
He is.
and he was crying. Just
He
calm.
was tearing up.
We were all tearing up. It was a beautiful movie.
It's a messed up ending.
Every time they start the movie, or every time they end the movie, and the music starts, how does that go? How does the music go?
The piano line.
Yeah, the da 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 do da 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 do 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 do, and the fucking feather.
Yeah.
Do da 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 do do da da da
When he
da
puts-
da da da.
He puts Forrest on the.
He puts him on the bus.
I know.
And he sits up Forrest Gump.
And it's
he leaves.
he sees dead people. You know.
He doesn't see dead people
It's
yet.
the same kid.
He's 5. He doesn't see dead people yet.
When does he meet Bruce Willis throughout the movie?
When
you
he's
know?
like a solid 10 years old. He's very much pre M. Night Shyamalan.
Shalamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh man.
M. Night Ramalama Ding Dong.
No, I mean that's a. I've watched that movie probably 3 times a year. It's one of my go-tos.
It's a solid once a year at least.
It's my Tom Hanks.
It's a good once a year
top
go-to.
3 Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
You know, Saving Private Ryan.
Oh man.
Forrest Gump.
Oh yeah.
And I can't. Wow.
Oh yeah, that one too.
I just went blank. What's another great Forrest?
Great Tom Hanks, prime Tom Hanks, Apollo 13.
Apollo 13.
Oh, absolutely.
What's the one where
It's got to be
he's like a big kid in
Big.
New York?
Big.
Is it called Big?
Big. That's early Tom Hanks. I wouldn't say that's prime Tom Hanks.
It's not prime.
I would say definitely mid 90s prime Tom Hanks.
That was one of my go-to movies as a child.
Yeah. Prime Tom Hanks, he falls into being comfortable with himself as an actor, and he's like super vulnerable, right? He's like America's dad. Right?
Oh yeah.
He's like, even your dad is like, yeah, Tom Hanks could be your dad. I don't give a shit. Just like if your girlfriend was like, I'm gonna sleep with Brad Pitt, you're like, yeah, sure. Like every dad would be like, yeah, if Tom Hanks is your dad, I'd understand. You know.
Yeah.
Actually, if Brad Pitt slept with my girlfriend, I'd probably still be pretty mad. I'd be pretty, yeah. Be like, well, that was way better.
You'd probably be very sloppy about it.
Yeah. I would be very erratic.
I mean,
it would suck too, because it would taint every Brad Pitt movie I saw.
I know.
Yeah.
I think he's that way. I think he's a womanizer.
Yeah. I've dated girls where they dated dudes in certain bands before. Like popular bands, And then every time I heard that band afterwards, while I was dating them at least, I wanted to punch a wall. Sometimes I did punch a wall. And that's not cool, man.
You just know the stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in the back of their tour bus and, just stuff I don't want to think about,
Oh, while you were with them?
No, like not while I was with them, but just in their past. And usually you don't get too jealous, but, you still can't listen to the music now.
I mean, there's usually, 3 or 4 dads that want to kill you every town you go to,
Yeah, that's true.
If you're a touring band.
Oh, man. You've got just like a whole slew of dads that want to...
Well, Tinder makes it worse now, too.
Oh, man.
I
bet Tinder with touring musicians, that's...
Well, it's like with these hip-hop artists, they just have their posse go through their Tinder accounts.
Oh, man.
They don't even Tinder their own Tinders.
They don't even Tinder their own Tinders.
They don't. They have their hype men. They have their own Tinder guy.
There's literally a guy that goes out on these tours, and he's paid to roll blunts and look at Tinder, isn't he?
No.
No, there's a separate blunt person.
There's a separate blunt person.
A blunt. If you're a blunt roller on a hip hop tour, is your title
a herb technician?
You're not a bluntman. Just call it.
I would rather be a bluntman.
I would be a bluntman.
No, I've seen a technical writer that said herb technician and their requirements. Yeah. And he needed scissors, Switzer sweets, and a 6-foot table with no tablecloth.
That's on the technical writer.
That was on a technical writer.
On their technical writer.
For a major hip hop artist.
Hey, my name is Andrew. I'm Lil Uzi Vert's Bluntman.
Bluntman?
I'm a Bluntman for Lil Uzi Vert.
I'm always impressed by him, too, because no matter what, they have a perfectly rolled blunt in their hands when they're on stage. It's always lit.
Yeah.
And they just... I don't understand how it goes for so long. Like
rappers intake an amount of marijuana that is... I'm envious of how much they're in amount. I'm usually good with a little hit.
I'm envious on how hyped they can be.
Yeah.
They're always just so hyped. They always want you to just party, And then they put their own opinions on you.
Yeah. How do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, it's just always they're dissing another rapper, fuck the police. It's really interesting to watch.
Tinderman. I'd be a Tinderman.
A Tinderman.
Hello, I'm Lil Yachty's Tinderman.
Well, I've seen one artist that had 3 hype men with 3 different Tinder accounts with 3 different descriptions of the rapper.
Right.
And they just lined up, 20 girls, and they went through and, filtered them down to 3 and brought them upstairs.
Oh, man, it's like a game show.
But most of the time, the main rapper doesn't even do anything. He just goes back to his bus.
Lil Uzi Vert.
Lil Uzi Vert.
Lil Uzi Vert.
21 Savage.
21 Savage. Do you
Lil
think he'll,
Grizzly.
You think he'll ever go on tour with 21 Pilots?
That'd be a great
And Savage Garden?
collaboration. Savage Garden.
And Blind Pilot? Just
all these middle-aged American dads and all these hyped-up kids.
And then rappers.
And rappers.
Just because, like, there has to be one tour promoter out there who's just a crazy asshole that's just like, I'm going to put all these bands together in acts because their names are similar and they just have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, I mean, has to.
Blind Pilot.
I mean, there's some of them like, Jeezy. Like, it's funny because you can kind of see their albums, be like, you really like cocaine.
Yeah.
Like, they called Jeezy the Snowman.
Ooh.
That was his nickname before he was a rapper out of Atlanta.
Hey, you got some sort of cockroach, man.
Cockroach.
Hey, you're a cockroach. I got no time for the cockroach.
He's a snowman.
You think he's into Scarface? Rapper, into coke?
They're
definitely,
all
yeah.
in the Scarface.
There's absolutely no way he's into Scarface.
No, he's absolutely.
Yeah. He's probably got a little Scarface towel.
Oh yeah, he has a poster in his room.
You think any of them have like a Scarface poster, and they like tried to make it look more like them, so they gave Scarface like a gold grill, maybe drew some dreads on him or something,
Oh yeah,
something like that.
I almost bought a Scarface towel the other day. It was $5.99 on Amazon.
I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, you can't.
Since we share a bathroom, I'm really glad I don't have to see a Scarface towel. It just feels like I'm
isn't
roommates with a SoundCloud rapper.
Isn't it just weird to have a towel with just a whole image on it?
Yeah.
It's like one of those things where it's like you can't just have a robe that just has a band's name on it. It's like one of those pieces of merch that you just can't do. Like, I don't want a towel with your band's.
I don't know. I always thought it'd be a good idea for a band to sell yoga mats with their faces on them, like individual faces. So like you're going, like I'd love to put my face on a yoga mat and it like brand it, So like you're going to downward dog and it's just my stupid face, like just staring at you.
It would not sell.
I think it would sell pretty well.
It would probably.
I think it'd be really popular.
If you're a boy band, it'd be weird.
Can we go back to just how crazy it would be if we did like a trap rapper tour, but like we had there was some promoter crazy enough to be like, listen, I'm going to put Lil Yachty, okay, and name another trap rapper, just Riff Raff. We're going to go Riff Raff. We're going to go Riff Raff, Lil Yachty, but the opening band.
Ty Dolla $ign,
No, the opening band, Nickel Creek. Sarah Jaraz, okay. Actually, we're gonna headline Sarah Jaraz, and then we're gonna go direct support Lil Yachty, okay. And then before Lil Yachty, we're gonna go Nora Jones, okay?
Nora Jones,
and then opening the whole show, Riff Raff. There you go. And that's like the show. And the promoter was like, yeah, we're going to do it. It's a great idea.
By Willie Nelson and Snoop Dogg.
Headline. Actually, that would work. Like, Willie Nelson and Snoop would work.
Yeah, they're friends.
Because of weed. Just brings everybody together,
They're friends. They hang. That'd be pretty great. That'd be a great collaboration.
Yeah. Why isn't there a little, like a Snoop? I was about to say Little Snoop. Because they're all
You can't call Snoop Little Snoop anymore.
Why isn't there like a Snoop Willie Nelson record, like a collab? And Willie's just too old now, man.
No, he would do. I'm not sure if he would do it. I don't know him.
Yeah,
I don't know him at all. But
that'd be the only country rap I'd ever listen to.
What if it was just covers? Nothing like maybe like a few songs.
Yeah,
they made together. But it's like Willie Nelson doing Gin and Juice.
Yeah.
I would jam that.
I would too. I'd listen to it a few times. I'd give it a listen. I don't think it'd be a regular spin.
Like Snoop Dogg doing Whiskey River.
Whiskey River, take my mind.
That's a weird one to think about.
Think about if you were in an actual Whiskey River too.
I feel like it would burn.
I think it would burn. It would burn. It wouldn't actually feel good.
It would smell.
Yeah. It would smell really bad.
It would be overbearing.
Let's talk about logistically a river of whiskey. Absolutely, you would pass out. You would absolutely pass out from the fumes.
Yeah.
Like, you're talking about an entire... Because think about your average river. Yeah, you're definitely passing out. Absolutely, 100% passing out. Yeah, that's bullshit. Willie Nelson's full of shit. No more metaphors in your songs, people. All right.
No more metaphors.
No more metaphors. All right.
People aren't that deep anymore.
Well, the world, we're just too smart for it. All right. We got the internet. We can figure this shit out. Okay.
You should just look up. Has there ever been just a copious amount of whiskey that could be a
largest? River? Let's just look up largest pool of whiskey and just see if anything comes up on Google. Largest pool of whiskey. I just see a huge rack. Wow, that's a.
How much would it cost to make a pool of whiskey?
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't see it. Largest. What would the word be? Largest.
Swimming pool.
Swimming pool. This is why we need a Jamie. Young Jamie.
Young Jamie.
I don't have one because I'm not a millionaire.
We have Bill Davis. We can try to get him in here.
We should train Bill Davis to Google for us.
He just wears a Hawaiian shirt and he'll be good to
pool
go.
Of whiskey. Pull up, drink. Headshot,
Wait,
drink.
It's a guy wearing a cast in a pool drinking whiskey.
The saddest picture I've ever seen. First of all, there's an actual bar behind him.
There is.
In the middle of the pool with like 4 women. Wait, no, that's not a woman. That's a fat dude with tits.
And he has 2 bottles of whiskey, and one of them is empty.
What is going on here?
What is this?
What is happening?
Oh, there he is again.
Why is this man coming up when I say pool of whiskey?
Or swimming pool of whiskey.
This is bullshit.
No, let's find this out. Who is this gentleman?
I don't want to know his name.
No?
He's diverting my search.
Whoa, there's another one.
Who is this bastard? He's got a cast on his arm.
Even all the way up to his fingertips.
Granted, if I was having to go swim and I looked like that and I had a broken arm, I'd be drinking a lot of whiskey too.
Yeah, I mean, he has a whole empty bottle of Black Label.
Largest pool of alcohol. It just doesn't come up. Why doesn't this come up?
I don't think anyone's ever been.
Has no one filled up
daring enough?
No billion. Okay, this is the shit I would do if I was a billionaire. I wish more billionaires would step up to the plate here.
I mean, just for science, you know.
Yeah, throw somebody in there. Have them sign a waiver.
Yeah.
Have an ambulance standing by. Like, look, man, I filled this above ground pool to the brim with Jack Daniels.
You could go to one university and they'd be like, oh.
Yeah, just dive in.
Jim will do it.
Dive in and get right back out. See what happens. I bet you're going to be okay.
I don't know. I feel like you will medically have to go to the hospital.
If you dive in and then just come right back out?
Why hasn't Mythbusters done this yet?
Yeah, I want to see somebody just dive into a pool of liquor, come back out. Kendrick Lamar did it in his video. Or that was probably not an actual pool of...
What video are you talking about?
The drank video.
Drank?
That definitely wasn't an actual pool of vodka. But that was what he was symbolizing.
Right. I really want to see it.
I got a swimming pool and a... What is the actual...
I don't know it.
We gotta look up Kendrick.
I love his stuff, though.
King Kendrick. I got a swimming... Oh, no. Oh, stop. Okay.
Was that the Beatles?
Yeah, I was learning I Want You today. It's a good bass line.
It is it's a good track.
Swimming pools. See? Swimming pools drank. There we go.
Swimming pools.
Jerome D.
Is this off his latest album?
No, this is like his first single.
Really?
Yeah.
I've just recently gotten into him.
You recently got into...
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar. Just recently did. I know the song.
Faded. Who is that guy? I just like his voice.
I do too.
I just like the way his voice sounds. I think Dre recognized that too. He's like, kid, you got to get the voice.
He's like 5'5".
Yeah. But he could date Amazonian Victoria's Secret models now. That's definitely what he does.
He's killing life.
Yeah. He was at the end of Straight Outta Compton.
Oh, was he?
He was just like, yeah, NWA is everything to me. I was like, oh my God, yes. Because like when you watch the end of that movie, you're so pumped on NWA, you're just like, and then Kendrick comes on, you're like, oh my God, I was everything.
I'm gonna go listen to everything now.
See, I got a swimming pool full of liquor, and they dive in it. Kendrick did it, so Kendrick did it once.
Well, we'll say, he'll go down.
You think he's lying?
No. You know what? I bet there's been a P. Diddy white party where there's just been a pool full of champagne.
Yeah.
People jumping in. Have you ever looked up those white parties?
Which ones?
P. Diddy's white parties.
I thought you meant a party of white people. I'm like, that's
no. P. Diddy's white parties were.
I was like, party of white party. Just go to a Coldplay concert.
So if these P. Diddy white parties
where
back
you just
in the day,
where you just wear white.
But no, you have to wear a certain white. Like if you wear
Boyz II Men's silk shirt white.
It's like I think he patented his own white.
Yeah.
But like if you come to the party with the off shade of this white, you can't get in.
Yeah.
Like he denied celebrities coming in.
That's weird.
That's
really weird.
You wear red shoes. No, this is a P. Diddy white party.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. I respect P. Diddy for it.
You respect him? I don't respect him for much these days, but
I mean, I don't know what he's really up to.
I don't either. I know that he was in Get Him to the Greek, and that was amazing.
Yeah. I love that movie.
He was hilarious in that movie. He was so good. every time it
combo.
Fucking with your mind right now. Mind fuck. It's just like,
whose phone is that?
I'm like, why doesn't he act more? Why doesn't he act more?
He doesn't need to.
That was hilarious.
He's P. Diddy.
That was like insanely hilarious. Like he was insanely hilarious in that movie.
Oh man, I need to rewatch that movie. I have not seen that in
Get Him
a
to the
long
Greek.
time. I own it. I personally own the DVD.
It's so weird that they made that movie to be in like the same universe as the Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to make it like a comic book where it's like in the same universe, except it's just a weird comedy movie. But Kristen Bell's not going to be in the second one, thank God, because I don't like her too much.
Yeah.
I don't like Kristen Bell too much.
The girl?
Yeah. Hot takes here on the No Pants podcast. I do not like Kristen Bell.
Why don't you like her? Is it her voice?
I don't know, man. What is it? What is it about Kristen Bell? I don't know. Just don't think there's anything remarkable.
Yeah, I mean,
about her.
I haven't really been blown away.
Mila Kunis made up for it though. She's pretty talented.
Yeah,
I find her to be more talented.
Yeah,
but that's just IMHO in my humble opinion.
Well, you know, she was on that '70s show, right?
Mila was, yes.
Yeah, I mean that's why we love her is
Mila
because
Kunis. It's a
there's
good name too.
More connection there.
Yeah. Kristen Bell just, I don't know, man. Just pisses, I don't know, something about her face. It just pisses me off.
She was in the Assassin's Creed games.
She was?
She was.
Kristen Bell?
Yeah. She was in one of them.
Was she the assassin?
No, she was like the doctor that helped you.
Yeah.
Through one part of the game or one of the games.
It's weird how they put actors in video games, like they'll actually put their faces in it.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Spacey. They put Kevin Spacey in like one of the Battlefields, like he was the president. I was like, that's Kevin Spacey.
Oh, dude, I love it.
That's pretty cool.
I love it. There's a few of them. Oh man,
they put Glenn Morshower in a few things, and Glenn Morshower was the dude that played Aaron Pierce in 24. And I'm like, he's usually a military guy. Like he's he's a military man with a southern drawl. And he's commanding some sort of force, some sort of armed force that's about to take out some terrorists. And he's either that or he's like a Secret Service. And they put him in a shit ton of military. I think he was in Battlefield. I think he's the one that's in Battlefield I'm thinking of.
There's Counter-Strike where they have like live action, actual parts in it.
Yeah.
Where there's acting and actors.
It's weird, man. That's a good money grab.
You know, it's like a lot of actors doing voiceovers for video games too.
Mm-hmm.
Video games are just the future, man. You know,
I think
it's a movie you can play.
Yeah, it's a playable movie,
and it has more depth. It's like if they made the virtual world and the story of a book into one. It's the future, and now you can be in VER and be in your own universe and use your whole body to play the video game.
Including your penis.
Including your penis now.
Yes. penis.
The Koreans figured it out.
Wait, did they really?
Yeah.
I was just making that up, but did they really?
Yeah, they have.
Jesus.
They're making sex toys for
it's
VR.
Happening. It's happening.
They're even making. They're making things where you can have sex with someone virtually in a different country.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, it's insane.
There's like a little for the chick. There's like a little vibrator looking deal.
You can fuck through Wi-Fi.
And then there's like a thing you stick your dick in.
Yeah.
It's like internet sex. That's crazy. I wonder if military people use that are deployed.
I don't know.
Like, hey, get on the boomstick. Let's call it.
Get on the virtual porn. They'll be less angry about it.
That'd be great if you could like. There should be a service that like sends a little mold to the like if you're deployed they'll do it to you for free. Where like they send you a mold kit, and if you're deployed they just send it to your base and you like stick your dick in the mold, and then like you send it back to the company and they send your wife like a latex like mold of your husband's dick to go over the vibrator. So like you have his dick. So you're just like,
they should totally do that.
I'm gonna be gone for. It's a little creepy, but I feel like the military people would go for it.
I mean,
because they're a little desensitized anyway. They don't give a shit.
VR, man.
Yeah,
VR is the way to go.
Honey, I'm leaving for 6 months, but it's time to pull out.
It's just getting too crazy.
Time to pull out the backup Thunderdome.
Thunderdome. And then you have just a replica of her vagina. You guys just go into
like
VR.
A fleshlight. You even fleshlight it.
You can fuck in different environments.
Make a fleshlight.
Let's fuck in the Amazon forest.
Yeah. I'd like to do, yeah. You could like put yourself in different things.
Let's go to Zanzibar.
Zanzibar.
You know?
I would like, yeah.
You could fuck on the moon.
Let's do, yeah. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
That's the future.
Space sex.
I bet the future is you can just actually be with your partner, but you put on goggles and you could still see each other like as if you didn't have goggles on, but the goggles put you like in a different environment.
You can do anything.
Oh my God, that would be the greatest.
That'd be the greatest of all time.
I'd definitely at least want to fuck in the pyramids once.
You know, here's the deal though, is I wouldn't get too involved with it.
Why?
That's a deep rabbit hole.
It is. You'd never want to have real sex again.
You know, you're like, oh man, I've been in this house for 6 weeks now.
Yeah.
So you can fuck your wife. Virtually, you can fuck anything.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
We're gonna start banning things.
Yeah. Oh man, that'd be insane. That's maybe crazy. This technology is going to be so advanced where it'll basically put you on any location. Like if you want to go to a location on Earth, you could like be there in virtual reality, but it's like actual real time. It's like you're there. Like it's an actual camera feed of the place. So it's not like a virtual like computer generated version of it. It's like you're actually like sitting on top of the pyramids.
It's pretty crazy. I mean, my friend Dan does 360 live camera recordings and streams now for events.
Yeah.
And you just put on these VR goggles, and it's like you're there. You can just literally turn around and see everything in real time. It's definitely the future.
That's crazy.
It's insane what he can do now.
There should be, man. There should be you should bands. If I was a touring band, if I was a high budget touring band that had a fan base of hundreds of thousands of people, I would rehearse in like a production room, and I would stick a virtual reality 360 camera in the middle of our rehearsal. So you know how bands will rehearse, but in a circle where they're all facing each other, and I would put I would do an audio feed of the actual rehearsal, have it mixed in real time, and then I would put a 360 camera in the middle of our rehearsal. So if you wanted to, you can Oculus Rift your shit like into the rehearsal room. Our smoke detectors are going off right now.
There's a party happening.
There's a party happening.
Oh,
okay.
Bill.
There's just farts being lit on fire.
But
yeah, I would do that.
Bands are already doing it.
Are they already doing that?
Foles released a music video probably late last year,
Foles,
where you watch their music video and you can literally spin around in a circle, and the whole music video is in 3D or 360.
Yeah, something like that. That's crazy.
It's happening.
But you could charge a premium to be able to like access a rehearsal in virtual reality and like listen to it.
Right?
Charge a premium to like your diehard fans.
You know, I forget Dan's company. My friend Dan.
Dan the Man.
I think it's called VR Live.
VR Troopers. No, VR Live. VR Troopers was they were ahead of their time. Let's see here. Is this it?
I believe so. Yeah, call it to Dan Sexton. There you go.
Dan. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean he's killing it right now.
That's crazy.
Absolutely killing it.
So you're there. You're at the concert.
Yeah, I mean I've done a few events with him, where he's put a 360 camera by stage for one of our events, and you can just watch the whole thing.
How's the audio?
Fantastic.
Is it great? Is it good?
He just gets a field recorder and records right off the console.
Yeah.
And he also has a camera mic for, the 360 cameras.
I mean, if you can get HD quality audio, and what I mean by that is just, a solid feed of all the instruments that doesn't sound like garbage. Because, like, it's even with, like, a lot of Coachella feeds and stuff like that. Like, the festival feeds, you're like, who's mixing this?
Well, I mean, it's hard. Well, for a lot of that stuff is, they know they're going to be doing live streaming.
Yeah.
And they have a whole broadcast team.
Yeah.
There
it usually sounds really good.
You're not getting a feed off the front of house because, sometimes the front of house feed, everyone gets upset about it. Sometimes you don't need guitar in the room because the guitar amp is so freaking loud.
Yeah.
And most guys don't even want to make a separate mix for you, so you just take the left and right out. And
it's really weird. I think sometimes you'll watch videos where the person in charge of gathering the audio was just like, okay, give me a front of house feed. And then you watch it and you're just like, oh, okay, there's no guitars and it's only snare and vocal. And I hate myself.
One of the worst ones I ever saw was, I'm not sure if you can find it still, but Dillinger Escape Plan had one where the video looks incredible. Like the editing and super HD, but the audio is like, it's you can't watch it. It's so bad. Like, all it is vocal and snare.
See, why? Makes me so mad.
But, it's like, who knows what happened? Someone not plugging. Who knows? Who knows what happened?
They played a festival where it was very muddy.
Very muddy.
And they had to have their...
A very muddy festival.
And they had to have their gear carried across a field.
It was cloudy in the video.
We never know, man.
From what I can remember.
That's crazy.
But, yeah, this... You can go into it and watch. He's starting to do documentaries now in 360 camera recordings, and it's...
So what? You pop on... you have like your headset, like a droid.
Yeah,
Samsung,
exactly.
Samsung. And so you have the app, and then you just watch it, and then you... Wow,
and you put headphones on.
That is tight.
So you can do it all through a phone. And if you have just a goggle holder, I guess.
There's way more options for you these days if you're tripping acid.
Oh, yeah.
For entertainment.
Well, what was insane is what he showed me is he had a 360 camera recording of Otis Redding from Montreal Pop Festival. And it was like you put the
Montreal or Monterey? The Monterey Pop?
Monterey, yeah, Monterey Pop Festival. That's what it is. I'm sorry, people. I always forget names.
Sorry, Vicky Olson.
Vicky Olson
from Oklahoma City.
Dan.
You're definitely out there. There's definitely
Orlando.
a Vicky listening right now.
But, yeah, it's like Otis Redding is singing to you, and he's 3 feet from your face. And you just can see the whole band and just, like, literally look around and watch the whole band. It's pretty spectacular. HD audio. But, yeah, definitely look more into him. He's killing it right now.
Yeah, I was wondering when they're going to start integrating actual live music into this. It's cool. It's really cool. I definitely don't think that's really the full potential of what this stuff can do, but it's really cool just kind of
it's hard.
being able to actually be there. Plus, if there's somebody in the audience that's like really high, you can stare at them without them knowing. It's good for creepers.
It's so hard to get people to watch feeds like that too, because of how technology is nowadays. You know, everyone's just so ADD.
It's crazy how ADD you are, but if you actually sit down with something and really think about what it is and then like kind of take it in the moment, it's insane. You're just this is crazy. And then it's actually even more entertaining. So it's easy to be so ADD with a lot of shit, but if you actually concentrate on some of this stuff and you're just like, this is incredible. Like the fact that I'm able to do this is incredible. It really is kind of impossible to be bored these days.
Yeah, if you're bored, it's your own fault.
Yeah.
At this point.
Man, if you're bored, you're just an asshole. How are you
You're
bored?
Just a piece of shit.
You can literally, and Sam Harris talks about this a lot, you can literally, if you're bored, you could just sit down and think about your breath. And then like just think about the mechanism of breathing in itself and just think about what that is. And then you're not bored anymore because that's like endlessly fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, life is forever interesting.
Well, we pretty much all got it figured out. That's the podcast for today, folks. No, I'm kidding. Well,
life.
We figured out life. What is it? I hate those movies that are just like pretentious and like millennial as fuck. It's just like life. What is life? What is it?
Light. Darkness.
Light in motion. Light.
Love.
This is a Coldplay song? What's going on, man?
Despair.
I've referenced Coldplay twice in the podcast, and that's bullshit.
Why do you keep doing that?
I don't know, man. I secretly love them.
You know,
I probably secretly love
I got
Coldplay.
more respect for Coldplay in the last few weeks.
Why is that?
Well, you know, after the whole Manchester attacks,
What'd they do?
they're having a huge benefit show.
Did Chris Martin donate one of his arms?
He's playing it.
Okay.
He's playing with his arms.
Okay. But he didn't donate.
Yeah, no, there's they made a whole festival out of it. There's like a massive festival in Manchester right now.
Yeah.
After
Jesus,
these attacks.
like 2 days ago.
Well, yeah, it's it was. If you read the accounts of it, it was bullshit. There was just another attack in London too, I believe.
They don't have any guns, but they're just driving
people over.
Driving over people and stabbing people. So it's almost like that doesn't even fucking matter.
What's going on?
Hey, it's almost like it doesn't matter.
Like, to me, it's like, what is going on in the UK right now?
Well, I think there's a lot of reasons as to what's going on, but a lot of people just, really religious fanatics, Islamic fanatics, if we can say that. Is it okay to say Islamic? I think it is. I think it's okay.
I'm not offended.
I'm not offended either.
There's radical people in this world.
I'm an equal opportunity religious basher.
Yeah, I mean, if you're religious and you're a good person, then go for it, man.
Religion kind of equally sucks.
Yeah, I mean,
regardless of religion, I mean the sucky parts of religion equally suck. They equally suck. But I think more religions suck more right now.
Yeah,
kind of. Like I don't know if you could draw a picture of Jesus and have people like try to come kill you. But you definitely do that if you draw a picture of Muhammad, there might be somebody.
I mean, you get death threats now if you make videos about Trump. Like Todd Rundgren, actually.
Did Todd Rundgren make a Trump drawing?
He had an anti-Trump video, and he has been getting death threats.
Oh, I would love to fight somebody that's giving me a death threat if I'm making fun of Trump. That'd be hilarious.
No, but like the amount of death threats he was getting, it's just like, really? Like, they were telling us, like, if you see anyone acting weird, if you see anyone not looking like they have a good time, they're in the corner, or like in the darkness, like, please contact security. Like, it was a big deal. It was not like there's been some death threats. Like, no, there is death threats.
Let me tell you, as a vehement Trump supporter, that Todd Rundgren is a threat to democracy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, who there is like, Todd Rundgren doesn't like Trump?
Yeah, actually, that's not accurate because most Trump people don't really care about democracy.
Yeah, I mean, it's at this point. I mean, the whole Paris Agreement. Like, what was the deal with that?
I don't know. It was really that was odd. If we're gonna go, let's go subject change into politics. But I don't know. I'm not too sure. I'm reading a thing right now that's saying basically the Paris Agreement is mostly symbolic. And the earliest we could get out of that agreement anyway is 2020. So maybe it doesn't really matter that much. Yeah. But I think it was kind of a dick move.
It was not nice.
It's kind of a dick move that's kind of pointless too. Because like on that whole agreement is non-binding. So that it's not like there's going to be an international law force that's like making us abide by all these rules, and it's non-binding. So saying that like it would be horrible for, American jobs and stuff like that is kind of nonsense because we don't have to do any of it. It's just like I think it's really just a political brownie point, bunch of politicians, posturing themselves and being like, hey, look how good we are, because they like to do that a lot. They like to be like, well,
we're trying to
we're very noble and
something
we're
positive.
The world. But yeah, it was kind of a dick move to just be like, I don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it.
Because now it's like us in Nicaragua and like Syria. We're just like, nah.
Just like, no.
I don't know, man. I don't know, Donald. Maybe we should have just said yes,
Watch this all comes unfold,
Yeah, it's like when you're at your Christmas, your family Christmas, and your grandma knits you a sweater. Now, you know damn well you're never going to wear that sweater. But you don't throw the sweater on the ground and piss on it.
Yeah, you don't throw it in the fireplace.
You don't tell grandma that her sweater sucks. You put it on. You put that sweater on.
Grandma's getting older. Her macaroni and cheese
is
slipping a little bit. You don't tell her that her macaroni and cheese sucks, okay?
Yeah, you don't tell her that she forgot the salt, okay?
Yeah, you don't.
You put that sweater on. All right, you suck it up. You put that Christmas sweater on.
You got to.
Even though the reindeer that she sewed into that sweater kind of looks like a dildo.
That's hilarious.
A dildo with a red nose.
I would wear it.
You wear that sweater.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, if I had a sweater that looked like it had a dildo on it, I'd probably wear it more.
And people are like, is that a dildo? No, that's a reindeer.
So that's a bad example. But it's sort of the same thing.
No,
I don't know.
Right, though. It's you got to,
I think Trump is just basically... Do I think that doing that is going to end the world? No. And
no, I don't either.
Do I think that what we're already doing is cutting back on emissions more than like a lot of that shit would? Yes. I think we're probably on the right track already with market forces and like technological innovation and stuff. But do I think it was something that you probably should have done as a symbolic gesture as a leader of the largest free like, I don't know if we're the largest free country ever anymore, but like, should you have probably done it? Yeah, just to not be so toned up. But he's playing to his base, so.
I just think he really likes to press buttons all the time. He's just a button pusher.
Like emotional button pusher?
He just likes to push buttons.
He's kind of trolling, man. I think which is really lame. Like I think you're the president, so like stop trying to piss people off.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
I heard somebody, like, he had a tweet that he tweeted out, and somebody was like, man, somebody's tweaking the liberals. He's tweaking the liberals with this one or something like that. And I was just like, well, maybe you shouldn't do that as president,
Yeah.
At least with Barack, he knew how to be the figurehead, And I think that matters more than people give it credit for. I think it's important to just be a figurehead, because in a lot of ways, that's what you are. It's like the king. It's like if you're a king of like England, queen, you're the queen.
The queen of England.
And a lot of the power in the government lies elsewhere, but it's your job to be a representative, and go out and be a statesman and read a room well and like give a good speech and like, basically just know what you're talking about and not tweet rappers at 3 a.m. from the Oval Office,
Yeah, that's my deal too is what's the deal with the 4 a.m. tweets?
I don't know. It's really entertaining, but on the other hand, you're just like, this shouldn't be happening. Our president should not be tweeting rappers. Kristen Stewart. My girlfriend showed me a thing where he had like a Twitter feud with Kristen Stewart.
What?
Like the girl from Twilight. Check this out, man.
The girl from Twilight.
Donald Trump.
Terp.
Twitter.
I found a
feud.
I found a picture yesterday.
Kristen
that
Stewart.
I lost my shit too. Okay.
Which one?
If you put Donald Duck's head upside down, you get Donald Trump.
Wait, what?
I'm serious. Google it.
Here are those awkward 11 tweets Donald Trump wrote about Kristen Stewart. Robert Pattinson should not take back Kristen Stewart. She cheated on him like a dog and will do it again. Just watched. He can do much better. Donald.
Why is he tweeting?
Donald Trump.
This is 2012.
Yeah, but still, He's the president now, and a few years ago he was tweeting about Kristen Stewart. Let's see. Are there any from recent? Let's see. Wow, there's just a lot of butts. You go to a lot of websites and you scroll down and you're just looking at butts.
The endless supply of pop-ups.
Yeah, he's like kind of obsessed with Kristen Stewart.
He likes Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, he was really in on Kristen Stewart for a while. She didn't respond back, and he got really pissed off. And then she was like, "Hey, I'm gay," and then he was like, "Well, all right, there goes my
there goes my whole rant.
There goes my dream," as if he had any chance at all. I don't know. It's just really odd. How did that one skip by the radar? How is he able to like? We elected a complete moron. Like how did that even happen? I mean, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised, but I mean, I think it's important that people that are voting for president know how to use the internet correctly, as in, you can actually look and see what the guy says on a Twitter. Like, just look at his Twitter feed. Like, you could just look at his Twitter feed and be like, well, this guy probably shouldn't be president.
Yeah, there should be like some type of where you go back and look at a Twitter feed and be like, this guy's not, because they do it for job interviews.
And it's like a Twitter feed, maybe that's petty, but it's actual words that this man is saying, and it's coming straight from his brain. It's actually telepathic thought. If you break it down, unless Donald Trump is one of those guys that pronounces all the words out loud as he tweets, as he like types in them, which is very possible. Like he probably is the type of person that will like tweet, and when he's tweeting, he's like, I am president, and I say, and then he goes send, and then he like says send out loud. He probably does that, but assuming he doesn't do that, we're talking about literal telepathic thoughts straight from Donald Trump's brain into the internet.
Yeah, it's true,
and you just get to read it. Like, I've brought up a lot of this to a lot of people who are kind of Trump supporters, or like maybe they want to apologize for him more than not, and they're like, man, the media is just trying to make him look bad, and you're like, well, not really, because like this is actually what he's saying. Like,
this is what he's thinking.
This is the first president in history where you can't really say that the liberal media is trying to make him look bad, because he just tweets out everything he thinks, and it's all crazy. So, there's not really a lot of room to be like, well, they're trying to ruin his life.
No, he's ruining his own.
I don't think
he's gonna last. I don't see him lasting 4 years.
Yeah.
I just don't.
The crazy thing about this election, though, is like, you could definitely say the same thing about most. Like, you can also say the same thing about Hillary too, where she might have been in this position too, with impeachment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But at least she knew how to be president.
Yeah, at least she knew how to be diplomatic.
Like, I don't ever remember in the few elections that I've been old enough to vote in, I guess 4 or something like that, where I voted purely based on, like, is this person able to do the job? Like, can they just literally do the job? Are they able to do the job? Is that the thing they can do? Can they actually do the job? Like, are they competent enough to be president?
Yeah,
and wasn't even it's not even political. It's just like, can they do this and can they not? And it's not, their stances never even came into it. It's weird.
Yeah, I feel like the whole interviewing and going through social media is becoming more and more of a thing nowadays.
Yeah.
If you go to a job, for an actual really good job.
Keep talking. I'm going to fix this microphone.
They ask for your Facebook. They're like, oh, I don't have a Facebook. They're like, that's weird. You don't have a Twitter? That's weird. So, yeah, I think after this presidency, there's going to be a lot more caution. Or there may not be. It may just keep going on and on. Hunky-dory.
Salty takes there, Kyle Adams.
Salty takes.
Salty take by Kyle Adams there.
But, I'm not shocked anymore.
What are you going to do, man? Just what are you going to do?
I don't know. I mean, just keep on living. Keep on trucking.
Drink a beer. Make a sandwich. I don't know.
Order pizza.
It's pretty crazy, though.
It's sad.
The other day, he was like, the whole world is laughing at us. And I'm like, yeah, I think
they're laughing at you.
I think they're laughing at you, bud. I don't know. It's really weird. He's very tone deaf. That's the funny part.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, too, is
He's very, he's very just like, well, I don't know. I don't think he has any idea. I think satire is lost on him. I think a lot of things. I think people give him the benefit of the doubt of thinking he's much smarter than he actually is. Because if you think about it, when was the last time he said something that was truly like profound or intelligent, or just gave any sort of, gave you any sort of indication that there was an intelligent, functioning brain inside of his head? Because logically, what you say is an indicator of what's inside your head. I mean, it's not like a lot of times there's an intelligent person inside your brain, but you're just unable to speak clearly, like you're just babbling nonsense, but you're smart inside. I mean, unless you have some sort of severe cognitive condition, I mean, it's there's not a lot going on up there.
To me, it's like he says so much, just random things that are off-putting, that anytime he says something decent, everyone's like, wow, he just did something pretty amazing. Like, he makes those moments way more profound.
Did you hear when he said bless you after that woman sneezed?
Because I know after the Manchester attacks, he tweeted, Americans in the UK, please get home safe.
Yeah.
Find an embassy and get home safe.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for all of our fallen allies in the attacks. You're like, oh, wow.
When he tweets stuff that just a normal president needs to tweet.
And you're like, oh, wow. That's amazing. But it makes it makes it so much more prevalent that when he says things like that, because he's always saying crazy shit. He's always saying crazy shit. Every day.
And then he's like, we should dig up the body of Janet Reno. Like, whoa, man.
I want George Washington's wig.
Wait, did Janet Reno die? Janet Reno. Is she still alive? Janet Reno. Oh yeah, she died last year.
She's 6'2".
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things.
She was a tough son of a bitch. She was the attorney general during the Waco shit.
Wow.
Got a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, she died last year. That's right. First woman to serve as U.S. Attorney General. Yeah, she's kind of a badass.
She is a badass.
It was weird. I remember a lot of adults in my life around that time giving her a lot of shit, and I think mainly it's just because she's a Democrat. But if you just kind of think about it, she was still good at her job,
Oh, yeah.
I think most of the time, especially when our parents were younger and we were younger, we would have our parents hate on the opposite party, whatever party was the opposite for your parents. But if you look at it from an objective sense, they were doing their job pretty well. I mean, they did the job. She attorney generaled, very well, probably.
Yeah, it's like, what, you think you could do better?
Bill Clinton probably didn't do a lot of shit that a lot of people agreed with, but he still presidented really well, if you're going to use it as a verb,
Yeah.
He did it well. Now we're in the age where our president doesn't do it well. And I'm kind of missing the ones that just did it well,
You make George Bush look like a saint.
George Bush is like a sweet old man now. It's like, dude, I don't even care how many innocent people you killed in the Middle East.
I mean, your paintings kind of make up for it.
You painted a Boston Terrier and made my soul melt.
Yeah. And all your fail bloopers are great.
Yeah. He painted for Jay Leno. Brought him a painting. He's like, I painted your face. And he brought up the painting. He pulled it out from behind the couch. It was 4 years ago. And it was a little lopsided. It was a little off. It was a little
off.
It was a little off.
It was like watercolors.
Just like George Bush. Just a little off,
But he has that painting in his office.
Yeah. I guarantee you he's got that painting in his office.
He has it framed.
If George W. Bush painted my face and it was a little lopsided,
I would love it.
And I could tell that maybe it was a little lopsided because maybe George Bush smoked a little doob while he was painting, I would frame that shit. Gold frame.
If it wasn't lopsided, I'd be kind of disappointed, I don't want it to be immaculate, I just love how simple it is.
Yeah.
I just like to paint.
I think when you're president, regardless of who you are, you got to clock out. You just got to clock out. You got to clock the fuck out for the rest of your life, because those 8 years, if you last 8 years, are literally the most stressful 8 years. I think we break down being president to way too simplistic of an ideal when we're civilians, and we're not we don't have security clearance, and we're like not privy to like the inner workings of our government. I mean, we can elect leaders to represent our values, but the simple day-to-day, and let's just take Trump out of the equation. Let's just go back to like the time when times were simpler and we weren't about to all die from nuclear apocalypse. So if we just talk about regular like Obama, Bush, Clinton, all those dudes, and if you're like on the opposing party of those presidents, you just give them shit all the time for stuff that they did. And it's like, dude, that's the hardest job ever. You don't know what it's like to be president.
Yeah, it's
like, dude, you work, you work at a meat packing plant, so you think you can like comment on what it's like to be president? Like, dude, you work at Deloitte and Touch. You work at a finance firm, so I guess if you work at a finance
it's like
firm,
when you
kind of talk about being president. But like, I mean, it's a little. I mean, you're woken up every day with problems. There's like a new problem, and the problems just keep coming every single day.
Yeah,
and then you gotta like try to solve them. Also, you gotta like, if you're a decent president, which all of them have been, all of our presidents up until now have been, except for like Nixon. Shitheads
have been,
but like
rather
mostly
decent.
They've been just decent dudes.
We've had a good track record.
If you're being fair, you can be like, well, he's a decent guy. He's like, if you're being fair. Now, some people have different opinions. I know a lot of people who would be like, Ronald Reagan's a piece of shit. But, be that as it may, most of them pretty decent guys, just pretty decent, Just stop giving them so much shit. Like, why is it a thing? Like,
yeah, people are just like, why don't they just change this now? It's like they have to think about every problem at the same time.
Give him the benefit of the doubt, man. Just because he's like it's on an opposing party.
Yeah,
you gotta like shit on him all the time. Hey, man, just give him the benefit of the doubt.
And it's too big for one man to do that job, or one person to do that job.
They shouldn't have a president.
I mean, we should have just multiple people.
They should send a text message out to everyone.
There's no more presidents.
And they're like, we're thinking about a new law. Text yes or no if you would like to see this implemented. But you're only able to actually respond if you pass an intelligence test.
Yeah, if you had a certain IQ.
Yes.
Over 120 or something.
You should only be able to vote if you pass an intelligence test. I think they should implement that.
But then they start rigging IQ tests, and all of a sudden, things are getting passed way too quickly.
Yeah, that's true.
Corruption is the biggest bitch about it.
Take out the money, man. You gotta take out the money. The money's never gonna be taken out.
Yeah, it's just we're too far down this rabbit hole.
You're too far down the hole. I just want to go back to like, I would kill for like Mitt Romney as president right now.
Yeah.
Like 4 years ago, I'd be like, I don't know about Mitt Romney. Now I'm like, oh, yeah, he sounds great right now.
Yeah.
I think if we could just get past this 4 years and go back to having normal douchebag politicians, I'm just going to be happy with either one of them.
Well, you're starting to see more celebrities now run for office.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. It's like Ted Nugent's running for governor of Michigan.
If we start going too far into the celebrity thing, I think I'm going to move.
I mean, like, who really started this?
Canada's looking good right now.
It was Arnold, right? Arnold was the one that really started this when he became governor for California.
Oh, Jesse Ventura.
Ventura.
Reagan was a huge one.
Well, yeah, Reagan. I always forget about that. Yeah, Reagan was a movie star.
Yeah.
It started happening. It's like, what? Did television kill us? Probably.
MTV. It was the MTV. MTV. In a world. Okay, sorry, I just had to do that.
Yeah. But no, when did this start becoming a thing?
I don't know, man.
Was it even before? It has to be way before that, too.
All I know is Canada is about to have legal weed. They have free healthcare, and like all the bears you can shoot.
All the bears. You know how hard it is to get into Canada?
It's very hard. You can't even go if you have a DUI.
You can't go if you have anything on a criminal record for 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't give a shit. They're just like, yeah, we're not having shitheads.
I know a lot of tours that they're like, well, our bass player can't go.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. They'll just stop you at the border. They will not let you in.
Work visas and all that shit?
Oh, no. If you have a criminal record, you have to. I mean, there's probably some circumstances, but.
Am I the only bass player without a DUI?
Probably.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
I've talked to a lot of bassists, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm on my third DUI." I'm like, "Man,
third DUI, yeah, that's $10,000 a year.
Ooh, that's tough."
Yeah, DUIs are not fun.
I wouldn't even want to do 1,000. That's 10. That's not cool.
You know, I mean, that's why I'm glad Uber's back.
Give a shit. Fuck them. Fuck Uber.
Uber or Lyft?
I feel like Uber's kind of evil.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I mean, they thought of something brilliant.
They're the first. They were the first guys in the gate.
The Walmart of transportation.
The Walmart of car writing. They should have a service where they send a car. Like they send a car to you at night if you're drunk, and then they send another driver to your car to drive your car home. They should just bring a drive. Yeah.
They'll probably start doing that.
They should
There's Uber Tow.
Yeah.
You know.
Do they really?
I probably just thought of $1 million idea.
There we go. We should patent that.
Yeah, we should be like, hey, Uber.
Like
a tow truck company.
Send an Uber car with the driver of their Uber car and then another guy in the passenger seat that's dropped off at your car to drive your car home. And then you just ride with it. Wait, no, but you take the Uber car home, and then the driver meets you at your house, and then the Uber guy drives the other guy back.
Yeah. I mean, there's Uber delivery now.
Eats Uber food for food.
No, I mean, there's like Uber delivery where you're just like, I need a hammer. They just go to Home Depot and get you a hammer and bring it to you.
Yeah, I had the Amazon Prime deliver me a microphone the other day for this podcast. But
see,
you're not using it right now. You're using a different one.
I'm picky. I get to use my own.
I'm not using the Amazon microphone for this.
I've had this microphone for 6 years now.
The Amazon microphone doesn't deliver the richness, the rich baritone.
It's Behringer, right? You have Behringer.
Let's not say that over the air. We don't have to tell people.
You can edit that out.
We'll edit it out, but no. No, Behringer is great. Send me all your free products, Behringer.
They don't have... Not everything they make is terrible.
They make a pretty mean digital console.
I mean, it's decent.
It's okay.
They make little good mixers.
The last hour of this podcast will be Kyle giving his opinion on digital mixers.
No, I won't go down that rabbit hole.
We're not going to do that.
People will be like, oh, this guy's boring as shit.
What do you think? What do you think about the Midas XL87S?
What do you think about the Midas Pro X versus the Digico SD5?
Yeah, I'm sure Courtney listening in Dallas is going to really...
Hey,
Courtney...
Vicky in Oklahoma City is
Vicky
thrilled.
Olsen. There's Warren... I was about to say Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett.
There's Warren Richardson.
There's Carl with a K.
From Boise, Idaho.
In Utah.
I'd like to give a shout out to Nick.
Nick
Grappelman.
Grappelman.
From Queens, New York.
Wow.
Listening in on SoundCloud. Nick Grappelman.
Grappelman.
I'd like to give a shout out to Donnie Jeffries. Jeffries. His last name is Jeffries. Listening in Miami.
Have you had someone message you yet?
No.
No.
On my page?
Yeah.
Not yet. I'm waiting for my first stalker. That'd be great.
That'd be great.
Maybe I'll get it after this episode.
You just go in the backyard. You know, there's just someone staring at you. I've been listening to your podcast.
I've been listening to your voice.
It drives me nuts.
He's like, I love the way your voice smells. I'm like, I don't know what that means. I don't know if I want to know.
I put it on really loud at night. It makes me excited.
I love the way your voice.
It'd be pretty creepy if he was close enough to whisper and you could understand him. You'd be like, oh, yeah. You are way into my bubble.
Oh, man. You need to get away from...
Why are you in my backyard? How do you know where I live?
I don't want to be that famous.
I would hate it.
I don't really want to be famous at all. I don't give a shit about that.
You know, I mean, even like moderately famous, I wouldn't enjoy it.
It'd be nice to be famous enough to get free stuff, but not I don't want to. I want to be able to still. I think I talked about this last week with Alex, but I think I just want to. I want to be able to go have a lunch.
I mean, no matter how famous you'll be. I mean, look at the definition of being famous: is people enjoying you for being you. I mean, even if you're moderately famous, you know, you'd still be at lunch one day and someone would be like, "You Andrew Dalton?"
I think it's nice. I think in a certain way it's nice. I think if you approach it with the right mindset, it's nice.
You gotta have the perspective.
I mean, if you think of it in terms of like, you know, the world is kind of like your neighborhood, which is a very, very optimistic way to look at it, then it's pretty tolerable. You know, I think probably a lot of celebrities, you know, get pretty tired of it after a while, and they're pretty jaded with the whole process.
You just have to be appreciative of it, of your fans. They're the ones who give you money.
You know, just one day
the ones
at a
who
time.
Give you power.
Just
you know?
one day at a time.
Yeah.
You have to tell, okay, before you leave, you need to tell the Chad Kroeger story.
The what?
The Chad Kroeger story.
Oh, from Nickelback?
The Nickelback story.
Oh, man. That's going to be a hard one.
Is that going to be a hard one?
I don't want to afflict another band.
Oh, man.
But but Chad is...
You don't have to mention the band.
Well, yeah, I was talking to a band. They were playing my venue, and the bass player was over by my side of stage in Monitor World, and I started talking to him, you know, and it's like, "Hey, man, you know, I've been listening to your band for a while. You know, he's been in the band for 12 years. And, you know, I started talking to him about all of his experiences, and I was like, "What's the coolest tour you've ever been on?" And he's like, "Well, I got to open for Nickelback for a few weeks on their 360 tour. And if you've never seen this tour is immaculate. They are on a complete platform that raises up 20 feet in the air and rotates in a 360 stage."
You know,
okay.
Not a huge Nickelback fan, but I would have gone to that tour.
It's production-wise, it's stellar.
I would have gone just to watch that whole setup. I just would have watched. I would have gone to that.
Stellar, right?
I would have gone to that, yeah.
You know, he's like, "We're going to stadiums all across the country, 25,000 seat capacity, all sold out, most of the shows." And I was like, "Oh, man, that's crazy." It's like, you know, who's a Nickelback fan? I'm not, okay? I was the dumb one who lied and was like, "Oh, I love Nickelback." And he's like, "Oh, really? What's your favorite Nickelback song?"
You got to go with Photograph.
I was
just
like,
name it.
Yeah, I started, Photograph. He's like, "Oh, yeah, what's another Nickelback song?"
The one about the strip club.
I was like,
The one about the stripper.
I was like, "Man, not going to lie."
Which one about the stripper? The one on their first album.
You got me. You got me. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You want to know a secret?" I'm like, "What's that?" He's like, "I don't like Nickelback either." It's like, "Oh, you don't like Nickelback?" He's like, "No, but you can't hate the guys because they're so nice." And I was like, "What do you mean? How are they so nice?" He's like, first day of tour. Because, you know, some of those tours, bands buy their way onto those tours. You know, you're a part of the management company, and the management company's trying to promote this new artist, and they just throw you on this tour, you know. But Nickelback invited him on the tour, and, you know, the first day, you know, Chad and the whole band walked into the green room and was just like, "Hey, guys, how's it going? Thanks for being on tour with us. If you need anything, let us know. If anything comes up, let us know." And he said the guy I was talking to, the bass player for this certain band, was saying he was going through a pretty bad part of his life. You know, he was getting a divorce, and Chad really helped him out. You know, Chad realized he was really sad, and every day Chad would go up to him and be like, "Hey, are you okay? You need to go grab a beer? You want to eat some dinner?" And he just spent a whole 6 weeks with Chad and became great friends with Chad, and how nice of a guy he was.
Nicest man ever.
You know, I'm not sitting here promoting Nickelback, but god dang, man, you can't.
But here's the twist, is he was aware of all the people that make fun of Nickelback.
Yes, he was.
He's self-aware.
You know, they were drinking one night, and he's like, "You know, I know people don't like my band. They make fun of me on the internet." He's like, "But you know what? Take one step at a time.
One day
at a time, and you can get through it." You know.
He's also like, "Yeah, but you know what? I have 12 houses. So
I'm a millionaire, and I'm a superstar in Canada, and I'm married to Avril Lavigne.
I have, you know what? A lot of people make fun of me on the internet, but I have like 4 houses on every continent.
I'm sponsored by Gibson.
It'd be great if he was
haven't bought a guitar in 10 years.
He's just like, I have a house in Nigeria.
But, you know, I mean, I feel like the internet kind of ruined Nickelback, okay? Because there's a lot of bands out there that are way worse than Nickelback. Way worse than Nickelback.
I mean, I could definitely think of a worse band. Crazy Town.
Crazy Town.
Crazy Town, definitely worse than Nickelback.
I mean, yeah. Like, they're not even a band anymore.
Yeah.
You
Such
know.
a sexy, pretty little thing. This submission got me sprung with my tongue ring. And I ain't gonna lie, because the loving gets me high. So to keep you by my side, there's nothing that I won't try. That's a real band. That was a real band.
You know,
that was a real lyric.
That album went platinum.
Man.
Isn't that crazy?
People are like, Donald Trump is a dark moment in American history. I'm like, were you alive for Crazy Town? Crazy Town happened. And then they had another record, and it was somewhat still successful.
You know,
that was the darkest period.
You know what's crazy is the last platinum album recently just happened. Metallica, Hardwired to Self-Destruct, physically sold over 1 million copies, which has not happened in a long time. You should look up the recent platinum records because it's pretty daunting now. They're now giving out platinum records for streams.
Yeah, the actual...
That's a crazy idea now.
The gold... holy shit.
But no, I was just reading Metallica just received a platinum record for their latest album.
Success in the recorded music industry. Yeah, they're gonna have to to redo this whole thing.
Yeah, like how many streams does it take to make a platinum? Are they gonna do platinum streams now? You know, I mean, you see some of these streams now, and there's 300 million streams on a Justin Bieber song. You're like, Jesus, how many streams does he get?
And he made $5.
Yeah, he made $5,000 off of YouTube.
I don't know. This isn't taking me to anything that I can look up. Let's see here.
You should just look up platinum records of 2017.
I like the way your voice smells. If anybody says that to me, I'm going to shit myself.
Your voice tastes like violet.
If by that point I don't own a gun and somebody says that to me, I like the way your voice smells. I like the way your voice tastes. Yeah, definitely buying a gun after that shit.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely buying a gun.
You should buy a really big dog.
Shotgun. I will buy a shotgun.
You should buy a dog.
I will buy a Yes, I will buy a shotgun and mount it on the back of a pit bull. And like remote control the shotgun.
We have apps for it.
Yeah,
we can build them.
There we go. There's not going to be a platinum album anymore.
No, I mean Metallica. Metallica just had a platinum album.
So Chad Kroeger, the nicest man.
Nicest man.
It turns out he is the nicest man. It doesn't.
I can't wait for the day I meet him.
Breaking Benjamin. Raging asshole.
He is. He's a difficult man.
He's a raging asshole.
Difficult guy.
He kind of looks like a date rapist too, so it doesn't really surprise me.
Really tall,
date rapey looking man.
He's just, I feel like after you get to a point, it's like we were talking about with Donald Trump. Fame.
Yeah.
Fame is a dangerous drug.
It's probably pretty hard to stay a decent person when you're like a very famous radio band. Like there's Radio Rock, the Radio Rock. Probably pretty hard to be a decent person.
It's a hard life.
It's
a hard job.
It is.
People sit there and think it's not a hard job. It's a pretty hard job.
It's pretty hard.
You have to be consistent every night.
Yeah. You have to play Breaking Benjamin songs.
Well, what's crazy now is with all these young pop stars.
You take the breath right out of me.
Yeah. Well, all these young pop stars now.
You left a hole where my heart should be.
They have A&R reps going out on tour with them now.
Find out what?
They have A&R reps going on tour with them now.
I was singing a Breaking Benjamin song.
I don't know why you know that. I can tell you right now, I don't know a single Breaking Benjamin song. I don't like, but that's my deal. Is I don't like any of that commercial rock shit.
Listen,
it just does not jive with me.
Listen, Breaking Benjamin came out when I was first into rock music, and I'm not proud of it. Okay.
I mean, you don't have to be not proud of it.
But there was a time.
I'm not criticizing.
If you looked in my CD case,
kind of was
my Case Logic, because you had a folder of CDs. You would find maybe, a Hoobastank record or a Breaking Benjamin record.
I'm not gonna lie, I had a Hoobastank record.
You know,
I'm running free now.
what the fuck? Hoobastank
Yeah,
song?
it is. It
sounds like Tom Petty.
No, it's a B. It's like a B song off. I don't. They're like big hits. Fuck that. I want to know track 3 of the first Hoobastank album. You know,
man, it's all about this right here.
Crawling in the Dark.
It's all about this.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
None of them can play though. All tracks.
It's like Hoobastank was like if Target formed a rock band. Like
that's how I feel like about all this stuff.
If the Target store brand just like they walked right out of the pizza food court, the Pizza Hut of Target, and just was like, let's form a rock band.
I feel like this is a part of the music industry that kind of killed a lot of shit too.
Yeah.
It's just hammering out these one-hit wonder bands.
Yeah.
You made it sterile. That's why people started just wanting to grasp for more music.
Yeah.
And trying to buy a $10 CD and not enjoying it
is
so deterring.
Yeah, Hoobastank, when you look at it, you're like, this is definitely more sterile than like a load of Pat Sajak's Come.
But the crazy part about streaming, I feel like people listen to more music now because it's so accessible.
Yeah.
Compared to going to a music store, buying one album, listening to that album, and then just keep listening to that album. But now it's like, I get like a weekly discovery off of Spotify, and I discover 40 artists a week.
I'm sorry. That's just like the face. The
hairstyle.
The hair, his spiked. He's just like Paul Reed Smith guitars.
Yeah, Paul Reed Smith guitars.
Bootcut jeans.
They're in a warehouse.
Hair. Bro, this is like this is just bro rock, man.
That warehouse is too clean to be a grunge.
Oh my god. Just the look.
Look at that video edit.
It was
Paul Reed Smith.
It's a clean video edit, or like you got stuff like this.
I know you can't see this, people, but it's great. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Headstrong, a take on anyone.
Here we go. It's just a lot of bro rock. Oh, we got a shitty.
See, like
here.
This stuff is just.
Yeah. Oh, they're walking into the party.
I haven't seen this in years. Revised video. We got the true cut of this music video.
Look how bro he is.
It's so broy. I have not seen this in years. After this, can we just start watching Limp Bizkit videos? Oh my god.
Trapped. Oh, I love just putting this on sometimes, just like studying it. It's like when you drive. Yeah, she has a good butt. When you drive by a car accident, you're like, I can't stop watching this. Look at it!
It's so embarrassing.
It's just so it's fascinating.
There's a dissolve of the woman's face in the bed. What the? Frosted tips.
Echo. Oh, girl. Oh. Girl, yeah. Oh. You said a bird's a girl. It's like basically every song.
It's like they had a formula and they were just like, we need to hammer out as much of this shit as possible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, it's a machine.
This killed rock and roll.
Yeah, you think so? Trapped killed rock and roll?
I mean, they made it so sterile.
I think Trapped is what...
Hip-hop became more attractive.
Trapped is what happens in, like, Fuel. Remember Fuel?
Saliva.
I think that's just what happens when you let the jocks form bands after high school.
Yeah, that's right, too. I mean, I'm...
This guy looks like a quarterback.
I mean, this guy
Look at that. Look at the bro high five. The girl is obviously drugged.
Party.
She's obviously drugged. She is being drugged right now.
What is this party?
She is on a date rape drug.
Look at this guy, like, clean shaven.
Is it Michelle Trachtenberg? Might be.
Sucking his thumbs.
She's sucking thumbs. That's weird. Ooh, that guy's definitely a douchebag.
Like Theory of a Dead Man.
I went to a Trapped show once because I went to go see the opening band called Blindside. Remember Blindside?
Yes.
Kind of like that, like, let's see here. Blindside. Yeah, here we go. Blindside. I went to go see Blindside. It was like kind of emo, screamy and they're a little Christian.
Bro, did you go to the Blind Side show?
Oh my God, Blindside.
Oh my God.
2003, man. The song still kind of jams.
They all have jobs at Walmart now.
From you. Yeah, there's no way they're still making money.
The guitar player is a preschool teacher.
Yeah. I went to go see this band. This band was great. They're opening for Trapped, though. And I went with a friend of mine that was into Trapped, and I wasn't going to be an asshole, just leave.
Ah, yeah.
So I stayed and watched that shit, and like I'm not gonna lie, man, like they're good at what they do. Like, they're really good. Like they're good at,
I've been pleasantly surprised with some of them I've worked with.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, they're just doing their job. They're doing what they're doing. You know.
Also a lot of them are really into it. I think they're just kind of like the modern version of hair metal. That kind of like evolved into what this is, right? It's like basically like corporate rock.
It's like the dying breed of grunge. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah. I'm not going to listen to a whole record and be like, this is quality.
It's third generation grunge.
But yeah. It's like third. Yeah.
It's third generation grunge.
It's like generational grunge.
It's like after it's just become commercialized. It's like, hip hop's kind of going through the same thing now with trap music.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's being diluted.
Like, can you tell a trap artist apart?
No.
I can't. They all sound the same.
Yeah.
It's like these bands. Like, if you did a blind test with me with Blindside, Trapped, I could not tell you a difference.
Yeah.
I just don't know it. But it's the same thing with trap music.
There needs to be a new genre. I saw thrash grass the other day.
Thrash grass.
So like bluegrass with thrash.
My friend is in a bluegrass black metal band.
I mean, I'll give it a chance. There was a point. Oh my God, do you remember this song?
Unwritten Law.
We're doing full member berries right now. We're shameless right now. They're shameless into the member berries.
Oh yeah.
But this is hilarious. Oh yeah, man. Oh, I was about this band. This band actually was really good live. They had a bunch of these singles that put them up there because they're really radio friendly, but they were like, they ripped live, man.
You know what band I was obsessed with as a kid is
Who?
Billy Talent.
Oh, dude, I loved Billy Talent.
Silent Night.
Oh my God, I was
in.
What you say yes?
Yeah.
What you can.
Billy Talent.
This is what about it. Yeah,
I've seen Billy Talent. They're great. I don't think they're really doing much anymore.
No. That first record they put out was really good, though. The
really
first one
good.
They put out on Atlantic.
Yeah. See, there were so many of these bands. I missed this one. I've never heard this. 2 million views.
Oh yeah, man.
7 million.
I went.
Or 7 million.
I went. Put on my black pants, my 9 Inch Nails shirt. Went to an Unwritten Law show. Bleach blonde hair.
Bleach blonde hair.
Oh man. Oh yeah, I was about it, dude.
You had the frosted tips.
I'm from this era. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, you're older. You're
yeah.
You're 8 years older than me.
These guys were cool, man. These guys were like they kind of reached into the mainstream without really. They're still pretty punk rock. They were always pretty punk rock. They did like Warped Tour.
Oh yeah.
And stuff like that. They did. Oh my God, Lost Prophets is still on this. Oh no.
Oh.
We
10 million views.
We can't play Lost Prophets.
I worked with the Jimmy Eat World guys. They're great.
Jimmy Eat World.
That's a great show.
Fantastic.
They're opening for Incubus.
They use Axe Effects now.
They do.
They use Axe Effects. They don't even use amps.
They do. It sounds great.
I would do it.
So easy.
Talked about that last week with Alex too, but fuck it. I would do it. I would do that. I would use amps instead of that shit.
It's just the consistency that you have with them.
Most people are not going to be able to tell that you're not using an amplifier.
I've had a good friend of mine tell me a lot of things. They're like, your girlfriend's not going to go home saying how great the kick drum sounded.
Yeah.
She's going to go home saying, oh, that sounded great. It's like most people don't. They're not in depth with it as us. Are you posting about...
I'm posting this Unwritten Law.
Unwritten law. Wow. You should look up their touring. Where are their markets? Are they just in the B and C markets now?
Yeah, Unwritten Law. I think they still tour, man.
You should look it up. Weird. I mean, they're probably playing like the Door in Dallas.
Yeah. Know? Alien Ant Farm played Sidewinder last year.
Alien Ant Farm?
Alien Ant Farm, man.
Are you serious?
Alien Ant Farm's like legit talented too.
They are.
Like they were kind of new metal, but like everybody in that band was really fucking good, man.
You know, they were only known for that cover they did.
Yeah. That's crazy. There's a lot of those bands still kind of going, man. They're still, man, that's a lie.
There's some of them that I'm like, you see and you're like, ooh.
If I'm in one of those bands and they're not taking full advantage of social media and pulling in their revenue right there, if I was in one of those bands, I'd be like, nah, man, it's time to go.
Some of them you see, they're so depressed. You're like, oh, it just looks depressing.
Can't do it, man.
Like it's all about, I don't know.
If you're not making inspiring music anymore, just fucking stop.
I mean,
just do something else,
you
man.
just gotta.
I just feel like there's too much to do.
There's too much to do.
Where if there's not a good reason to keep you in something, just go do something else, man.
Like I'm getting into motorcycles.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it is. It was just one day I woke up and I was like, I really want a motorcycle.
Yeah. Yeah, ride motorcycles.
Or just like, just to
be a scientist. Just
the design of motorcycles and what people do with them and just with anything really. Just
be yourself, people. That's the motto.
Never be afraid to go after the next thing.
Like Chad Kroger says, one step at a time.
One step at a time.
Kyle Vincent Adams, we've done this for an hour and 26 minutes. I think it's time to wrap it up.
All right. Thank you all, everyone.
Thanks for coming on.
Will do.
I'd say I'll see you later, but we're just going to end this and order play Battlefield or something.
Yeah, I'm about to order a pizza.
What song should we listen to on the way out?
On the way out?
We're going to start it right now.
Oh, man. You're putting that on me.
Billy Talent.
Billy Talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna play some Billy Talent on the way out of here. Just why not?
There's a certain song I want to play by Billy Talent.
Was it the one that goes
something in a devil? Go to YouTube.
What's that?
All right. You know what?
No, I've got one already that it's playing right now. It's playing right now. You can't hear it, but I'm gonna edit it in. We're gonna start.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everyone. Until next time.
Yes. Well, I'm supposed to say that. Okay. Until next time.
Well, with me.
Okay. But maybe you'll be on. Okay. All right. Bye. Bye. Thanks again for listening to the No Pants Podcast. Hope you had a lot of fun because it was a lot of fun recording it. Wherever you're listening to this, give us a like, give us a follow, and we'll see you on the next episode. All right. Love you, babies. Bye.